Hello everyone, this is Cyclone here back with another video. It is 8:40 a.m. Eastern Time, June 15th, 2023, and in this video, I'll just give you a quick update on the tropics throughout the Atlantic, and Eastern Pacific, Central Pacific, Gulf of Mexico, and Caribbean. And I'll be talking about whether there could be a development or there for any development within the tropics right now. And if you want to see more videos like this regarding the tropics, and you want to see if there's any developments expected within the tropics or anything happening in the tropics during this El Nino hurricane season, please subscribe to my channel. This is Cyclone here, and I've tried to give you guys the best updates this Atlantic hurricane season and Eastern Pacific and Central Pacific hurricane season. So please subscribe to my channel and let's get right into the video. So this is a map from the National Weather Service. We do have those two tropical waves right over here. We have another tropical wave near the northern tip of South America, bringing some heavy rainfall to Venezuela, to Colombia. We do have another tropical wave in Central America right over here, emerging into the Eastern Pacific, along with this tropical wave right over here, emerging into the Eastern Pacific. So as you can see right over here, we do have multiple tropical waves right over here. We do have that one tropical wave in the near the eastern coast of in the eastern coast of Africa, western coast of Africa, right over here, emerging into the Atlantic, right over here. We could see a development within that one, but I'll show you guys that later in our video. But these tropical waves are just going to bring a lot of rainfall to the northern parts of South America, right over here. Maybe some mudslides, just a lot of rainfall, maybe some flooding. These tropical waves are bringing some heavy rainfall, especially to the northern tip of South America, right over here, and Central America and the southern tip of Central America. And as these tropical waves emerge into the Eastern Pacific, they'll just going to maybe just die off, as you can see right over here. But these tropical waves are just going to keep rolling in, as you can see right over here. As you take a look at the National Hurricane Center, we do have one disturbance, that tropical wave centered in there, the western parts of Africa right over here. That tropical wave right over here has a low end, a 20% chance of developing within the next 7 days, but a 0% chance of developing within the next 2 days. It is moving westward to west northwestward at around 20 miles per hour, as you can see right over here. And we could see this tropical wave develop. If this does develop, it'll be named Bret. That's our next name in the Atlantic hurricane season. We did have Arlene in the Gulf of Mexico, very short-lived tropical storm, but as this moves into the Atlantic, we could see that develop into maybe early next week. We could see a development within this system right over here as it tracks to move near the Leeward Islands, maybe move more north into the mid-Atlantic right over here near Bermuda. The GFX model is taking it somewhere else, and the European model is taking it through the Leeward Islands, and I'll show you guys that later in the video. As you look at the 7-day graphical, you can see the tropical wave expected to move into this territory maybe by late this week right over here, and expected to develop as the days go on. Maybe the percentages are going to go higher. As you can see, this tropical wave could actually develop regarding those other tropical waves, because this tropical wave will be moving into a more favorable environment. As you can see right over here, these tropical waves are not in any favorable environment. That wind shear is um, way too strong, and there's a lot of dry air. So those tropical waves that are centered near South America right now, and Central America and the Eastern Pacific, those are not expected to develop due to that strong wind shear and that dry air. But as this tropical waves move into the Atlantic, it's not even in the Atlantic right now. It is still near the western coast of Africa, and as it moves into the Atlantic, we could see it develop maybe early next week, as you can see right over here. And that's about it. We're not tracking any other disturbance within the Atlantic right over here. Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean looks very, very quiet due to that wind shear. Only disturbance we are tracking is this one near the western coast of Africa. When you look at the Eastern Pacific, we are still tracking those two disturbances. One disturbance is unfavorable for development. It's going to be moving into an unfavorable environment. As you can see, we have a lot of wind shear just north of this disturbance right over here. So as it moves northwest, it's going to be ripped apart by that wind shear. So there's a 20% chance of developing within the next 7 days and 48 hours, still moving west northwestward at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Conditions are expected to become unfavorable for further development within the next couple of days due to that strong wind shear. But this disturbance number 2 has a 20% chance of developing within the next 7 days. I don't really expect this to develop, even though the environment is going to be favorable for this to develop, as you can see right over here. But we don't really expect this to develop. As you can see, this has a better chance of developing. But if this does develop, I'll be keeping you guys updated if these do develop, as you can see right over here. In the Central Pacific, as always, we do not expect any development at all within the next 2 to 7 days. So as you look at the satellite imagery, we do have that tropical wave right over here near the western coast of Africa, right over here emerging. It's supposed to emerge into the Atlantic near the main development region, maybe tomorrow or tomorrow or Saturday. As you can see right over here, we do have those tropical wave right over here moving near the northern tip of South America right here, bringing some heavy rainfall for these areas in the northern tip of South America right over here. We do have some strong convection right over here. Strong shower and thunderstorm activity near Central America right over here. It's bringing some heavy rain for Central America. As you can see right over here, we do have some strong shower and thunderstorm activity. Very disorganized right over here in the Eastern Pacific. We do not expect those to develop. We do have those two disturbances in the Eastern Pacific. I'll be going showing you guys that right now. As you can see, we could go to the Eastern Pacific. These is where those two disturbances are. Very, very low chance of developing, as you can see right over here. Very, very disorganized. And we see we do have that wind shear north of the system moving into the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean right over here. That's going to rip the first disturbance apart as it moves northwest. And as it moves northwest, this is going to be in a hostile environment where that wind shear is just way too strong. As of right now, where those two disturbances are, the wind shear is very, very low, as you can see right over here. You can see these thunderstorm activity maintaining its strength, as you can see right over here. Not a lot of wind shear down here, but wind shear kind of north of these two disturbances. And then as that first disturbance moves northwest, it is suspected to encounter some wind shear. That's just going to rip the storm apart. That's why I don't see any development within that system. If this system does develop, it's going to be very, very brief because that wind shear is just going to rip it apart, as you can see right over here. So this is the GFS model. You can see those tropical waves bringing some heavy rainfall to the northern tip of South America, the Eastern Pacific. Those tropical waves bringing some heavy rainfall throughout the main development region. We still have that high pressure right over here, that Bermuda high near Bermuda right over here. And as the days go on, this is Saturday, June 17th. We could see a spin up as a brief. We did see a tropical depression, tropical storm right over here. Tropical storm Bret, baby. That's our next name. As you can see, as the days go on, June. This is early next week. We could see it moving very, very slow. As you can see over here, it's still in the main development region. It hasn't even reached the Leeward Islands yet. But we could see a tropical storm. It's a low pressure system right over here, 1,009 millibar pressure, and its pressure is expected to go down as the days go on. June 20th, right over here, June 21st, Wednesday. As of June 23rd, we could expect it to bring some heavy rain to the Leeward Islands, maybe, as you can see right over here, and expected to move north, more north west, as you can see right over here. The GFS model is taking it more northwest, as you can see right here, near Bermuda, as you can see, bringing some heavy. We can see a hurricane right over here. But as you could go back right here, you can see the pressure going down to at least 958 millibar pressure. So that's a very, very strong, maybe category 2, category 3 hurricane. If you should see, we could see Hurricane Bret. The GFS model is looking at a intense hurricane, as you can see over here. It's affecting Bermuda, as you can see, maybe striking Bermuda, maybe a July 1st. I know this is way too far out, but we gotta keep an eye on this system. The GFS model is tracking a hurricane, a low pressure hurricane right over here. That low pressure system centered near Bermuda. As of right now, it's not expected to affect any land, the United States, as you can see right over here, but maybe bringing some shower thunderstorm activity to Leeward Islands, as you can see right over here, as this low pressure system zips away from the Leeward Islands, as you can see right over here. So this is as of the GFS model. And as you can see, look at the humidity and moisture. You can see that dry air, that's Saharan dust right now near the Leeward Islands in Puerto Rico, right over here, bringing some dry air near the high pressure system. We do have that moisture from the tropical waves in the main development region. And as we go on, you can see something develop, a plume of moisture right over here, emerge off the western coast of Africa and develop right over here. This could be Tropical Storm Bret, as you can see right over here, that low pressure system with pressure around 1,010 millibars. As you can see, as it moves west, it could affect the Leeward Islands with some moisture, as you can see right over here, and expected to move north, as you can see near Bermuda, with the pressure at around 959 millibars. Like you can see right over here, just south east of Bermuda, right over here around here, June 29th. This is way too far out. As you can say, this is not even 10 days out. But we can see a strong hurricane if the GFS model is right, as you can see right over here. A lot of dry air, as you can see, throughout the Atlantic right over here. You can see this system is dealing with some dry air all around it, as you can see right over here, but still maintaining its strength. May affect Bermuda, as you can see right over here. Some dry air due to that dust, but it is able to move throughout that region and strengthen, as you can see right over here. So as we go back, if you look at the European model, European model is kind of saying the same thing, but doesn't really go out that far. As you can see right over here, European models is kind of acting up. Let me restart the model real quick. The European model is not showing me anything right now. It's not even stretching out that far. As you can see right over here, I don't know what's going on with it, but the European model is kind of saying the same thing. It's suspected a tropical storm is suspected to move throughout the main development region and kind of move into through the Leeward Islands into the Caribbean, as you can see right over here. Let's go. Let's see what's wrong with this system. So we could see a tropical storm, as you can see right over here. But if anything does happen, I'll keep you guys updated. I don't know what's going on with the GFS, European model, but it is what it is. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, it doesn't go out that far, as you can see. But we could see something develop, as you can see right over here. June 15th, Thursday, June 15th. This doesn't, yeah, this isn't actually showing me anything right now. It's kind of acting really slow. But as you go back over here, let's go back to the European model for the North Atlantic. Now I'll be showing you guys the European model in this run. Yeah, European models are acting slow right now. So as you can see, the ocean temps are way above average where that tropical wave is supposed to emerge from the western coast of Africa. As you can see, the ocean temperatures throughout the Atlantic looks very, very above average. You can see 1 to 3 degrees above average. You can see right over here where that dust is. You can see the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean dealing with some way above average ocean temps. You can see the Eastern Pacific is still dealing with some very, very warm and hot ocean temps. As you can see right over here where those two disturbances are, and those two disturbances are expected to move into some cooler waters, as you can see right over here. That's why I don't see any development within this system. The wind shear and those cooler waters, as those two disturbances in the Eastern Pacific move northwest. So that's why I don't see any development within that first disturbance and maybe that second disturbance, as you can see right over here. And as you can see, the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean is dealing with some very, very warm ocean temps, as you can see right over here. And as that tropical wave that we are watching in the western coast of Africa moving into the main development region, they is experiencing some very, very warm ocean temps. Maybe as you can see, uh, 83 degrees, 80 to 83 degrees Fahrenheit. These ocean temps are very, very warm. So as that tropical wave moves into the Atlantic main development region, maybe into the Caribbean within the next couple of days, maybe early next week, we could see that the this develop into a strong one. As you can see right over here, these ocean temperatures are above average for this time of year, and you can see they are very, very warm and expected to become even warmer as the days go on and the months go on during this Atlantic hurricane season. See the Gulf of Mexico dealing with some very, very warm ocean temps as of right now. The Caribbean dealing with some very, very warm ocean temps, very, very warm in the Caribbean right over here. But we don't really see any development due to that strong wind shear. So as you look at the Eastern Pacific, dealing with some very, very warm ocean temps, as you can see, 32 degrees Celsius. That is very, very warm. That's about 85 to 88 degrees Fahrenheit. So we could see some very, very warm ocean temps. Those two disturbances are in some very, very warm ocean temps. That's why they're keeping their strength right now. But as you move into those cooler waters and that very, very high wind shear, that's just going to rip those storms apart and kind of break those disturbances apart, as you can see right over here. You can see this is the dust that just emerged off the western coast of Africa. You can see we have a new plume of dust moving into the stretching all the way out through the Caribbean near the Leeward Islands, bringing some very, very dry conditions. And you can see some very, very dry conditions near the Gulf of Mexico, keeping shower thunderstorm activities at bay in the Gulf of Mexico and the Western Caribbean. Very, very low tropical tropical thunderstorms that you can see in the Caribbean right over here. due to that very, very dry air and that dust, as you can see, moving throughout the main development region and throughout the Atlantic, very, very dry, as you can see right over here. You can see the actual ocean temps, as you can see, very, very warm throughout the main development region where that tropical wave is expected to emerge off. Very, very warm ocean temps, as you can see. So as tropical waves move off the western coast of Africa into the main development region throughout the Atlantic, we could see a development with as early as late this week, maybe early next week. Could see some development within this tropical wave that tropical disturbance the National Hurricane Center is watching right over here. And as you can see throughout the Eastern Pacific, still dealing with some very, very warm ocean temps. As you can see, whether it's like 32 degrees Celsius, you can see 86 degrees right over here. So the Eastern Pacific dealing with some very, very warm ocean waters, same as Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean. So still have the high pressure right over here, but we are dealing with some very, very warm ocean waters, as you can see right over here. Let's take a look at the wind shear for the GFS model. Oh, no, not that, not that. Look at the wind shear. Everything's acting slow today. I don't really know what's going on. But as you look at the wind shear for the GFS, let's look at the vorticity. So the vorticity map, June 16th, June 18th, we could see a tropical storm right over here. You can see that plume of dark red. You can see that convection of some thunderstorm activity spin up. And you can see as it moves, kind of zips away from the Leeward Islands. The GFS model is kind of zipping it away from the Leeward Islands. As you can see, it kind of moves near Bermuda as a very, very strong hurricane, maybe a major hurricane, as you can see. But this is way too far out. This is June 30th. This is not even 10 days out. So as you can see right over here, we could see something develop right over here. You can see those tropical waves moving through the Eastern Pacific right over here, but the system I'm watching is that tropical disturbance, that tropical wave in the western coast of Africa. That's the disturbance I'll be watching for the next couple days, as you can see right over here. You see the European models saying anything else, as you can see, June 15th, June 16th. European models not really saying anything as well. European model doesn't even stretch out that far, as you can see. It goes up to June 16th, so a day. So European model doesn't really stretch out that far, but I have looked at the European model earlier today, and it is saying the same thing. But the European model taking a strong tropical storm, moving it through the Leeward Islands into the Caribbean, as you can see right here. Maybe affecting Leeward Islands, maybe Puerto Rico and Haiti, Dominican Republic with some heavy rain. So I'll keep an eye on this system. Look at the wind shear. The wind shear is expected to decrease where that system is June 19th, where you can see the wind shear is kind of strong. It's kind of west of the low pressure system, that area the National Hurricane Center is watching, and that wind shear is expected to move through that heavy strong wind shear, as you can see. Still expected to intensify through that strong wind shear, as you can see over there. The wind shear is very, very strong throughout the Atlantic, where the system is expected to move throughout near the Bermuda. The wind shear is going to be very, very strong, as you can see. So we could see some development, uh, decrease. You see the pressure decrease. That means it's getting stronger, but we could see some a hurricane Bret, as you can see right over here. So I'll keep an eye on this. If you look at the Eastern Pacific, where those two disturbances are, as you can see, we go back a little. As you can see, you see that disturbance right over here, that tropical wave as it moves north, it's supposed to get ripped apart by that wind shear, and it's expected to be in some cooler waters. As you can see, most of the warm waters down here, but the cooler waters up here, and tropical disturbances, tropical cyclones, they do not like the cool water. They need to be in that warm water at least 80 degrees or higher, or 26 degrees Celsius or higher. So that wind shear is going to be very, very strong, as you can see right over here. And that's about it. I thank you all for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more updates like this. This is Force Cyclone here, back with the video for today. This is the update as of 8 a.m. Eastern time. So thank you all for watching my video, and I'll see you guys later.